right off the bat, quick reaction, I think it's a good move. Yeah, you're going to have some people, you're going to look at the off-the-field stuff. You're going to look at, things that Marcus Stroman has said in the past, even towards the Yankees, right? And Yankee fans as well. He's gotten into Yankee fans. He's gotten into it with Yankee fans on Twitter land. And it's going to be very interesting to see what the percentage is of Yankee fans that like this move, that don't like this move. I'm very interested in that. These are good numbers overall. Last year, ERA right under a 4, but the FIP was a 3.58. And then the year prior to that was a 3.50 ERA, the FIP at a 3.76. So, with Stroman, he's going to give you pretty solid innings for the most part. Over 32 starts next year. They are projecting him for an ERA just over 4, FIP just over a 4. I think he can beat those numbers, right? He's got a good defense behind him with the Yankees. They were one of the better infield defenses last year. So I think it's a nice fit overall. He gets a lot of ground balls. He has one of the highest ground ball percentages in Major League Baseball. Good defense behind him. I think it's a good move. Now, I think the big question people are going to ask, it's more the off the field, right? The personality aspect. What is he going to be like in the clubhouse, right? Is he going to bring a good energy to the clubhouse? I think a lot of people are going to wonder about that. I will say this right now. In the last, a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, I was told that he had burned a lot of bridges. A lot of people, a lot of teams out there, a lot of front offices, they just weren't, fully gung-ho for Marcus Stroman. When you see the numbers that he puts up, you would think this guy would probably get himself a pretty good deal. But no, just with a lot of comments that he's made in the past, again, about several teams, that's kind of a thing. Teams are like, I don't really, just because if he has a bad day or something, we don't want to get, this guy coming after us, saying negative things about us. So yeah, he had burned some bridges from what I had been told. But in the end, I think this is a good move for the Yankees. And right now, the Yankees are looking really good. Looking like a really good team. And hopefully the energy is a good energy for them. We've heard that word before. Go back to Josh Donaldson. I see you in the chat, Zach G. You brought this to me where, that definitely reminded me of that time where, people were like, oh, Josh Donaldson, he's such a great personality, right? Difference was, Donaldson was starting to get up there in age, over the last couple of years. He was having little injuries here and there. And I don't know, man. I just think he was just not in the best spot overall, right? He just never really was able to get himself going, have normal spring trainings and off seasons. He just was always having nagging injuries, right? But Stroman, let's see if he can get over the hump here the last couple of years where he has not been able to break the 140 inning mark. Let's see. He had problems with the ribs last year. I believe he had a fractured rib cartilage at one point. So that is something to keep in mind. We'll see. But for the most part, I think this is a really nice looking rotation right now. Of course, big if with Carlos Rodon. Very big if. What do you do here? Rodon, if he's right, if he's good, let's say he ends up making 25 starts, gives you any. What are they projecting for Carlos Rodon for next year? Feel like I've looked at this, but I can't fully remember. The projections for next year for Carlos Rodon. They're actually projecting a 3.1 Fangraph WAR. That's not bad. Again, the big key is health. If he can get there, man, could you imagine Rodon gives you 29 starts, 160 innings, ERA and a FIP under 4. Stroman gives you, 30 starts, 2.5 Fangraph WAR, and then Garrett Cole is Garrett Cole. And then you got Schmidt and Cortez at the back end. I mean, that's not bad. That is not bad at all, man. That's one of the better rotations in the game. And let's see, actually, where the Yankees starting pitching ranks on Fangraphs now. Have they even updated this? I'm sure this is going to get updated here. So if we take a look, they have not updated this yet. So we can now add Marcus Stroman for that 2.7. So right now, if we do 12.1, take out Clayton Beeter, the 0.5, and now add the Marcus Stroman at 2.6. Hold on, 12.1 minus 0.5 plus 2.6. So you're looking at a starting pitching staff of a 14.2 Fangraph WAR, and that actually would put the Yankees, that would put them in the top 5. So as of right now, projection-wise, the Yankees have a top 5 rotation right behind the Dodgers. That would be right in front of the Marlins and right behind the Dodgers. That's not bad. It's not bad. Of course, projections are projections. You don't know, if they're going to come to fruition or not. But to be a high projection like that, that's not bad. Yankee fans, you got to be feeling pretty good right now. I like the way this team looks. I mean, now that you have a Juan Soto in here, protecting Aaron Judge in the lineup, you're still going to have these other guys are still going to have to contribute. They're going to have, to me, Verdugo really soured at the end with the Red Sox. I'll be honest with you, coming into his Red Sox tenure, I wasn't quite sure what Verdugo was going to be. He had off the field issues before coming to the Red Sox, and I felt like I was the only one saying that at the time. I remember I made a video on Alex Verdugo. That was like one of my first videos that I had made on this channel. It was in the very early goings. And I was a little worried about Verdugo because there were some off-the-field issues that seemed to kind of get swept under the rug a little bit. And, and it's just kind of funny how, once again, stuff was coming up off the field, showing up late constantly with the Red Sox. Jonathan Papelbon, he was on foul territory yesterday. Oh, man, he went off on Alex Verdugo. That was a great interview, by the way. Foul Territory. Go check those guys out, man. That's a great channel to go follow. But he was basically shooing into Verdugo there, saying that's not a guy I would want on my team. It'll be interesting to see how Verdugo ends up doing here. I'll be honest with you. I feel like when Jason Dominguez ends up coming back, I feel like Verdugo is probably going to end up being the 4th outfielder, depending on the health of Judge and Soto, of course. We'll see with Verdugo. But if Verdugo ends up being a guy that ends up being a good energy guy, which for the Red Sox, he was a lot, right? It seemed like that was one guy who really just had the foot on the gas all the time, right? But then there were times where he just disappeared. So, I don't know. Let's see if Verdugo, a fresh start with the Yankees. Let's see. But it's going to be interesting with this Yankee team. And what Verdugo does bring is a lot more contact, a little speed, a little better base running. I think the Yankees needed that. Soto gives you that other impact bat. With Stanton's not what he used to be, and there wasn't really that protection anymore for Aaron Judge. So now that you have Soto behind Judge, it's going to be very hard to picture, especially in this part of the lineup. I think that, and Volpe going into year 2, really like the way this Yankee lineup looks, to be completely honest. It gets a little bit more extension, and they're just a little tougher to pitch to now. Well, I wouldn't say a little. They're definitely tougher to pitch to now. And the rotation looks really good. The bullpen for the Yankees has always been solid going back the last few years. Hey, this Yankee team right now, are they the favorites to win this division? You look at the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, I think a lot of people will say the Orioles are the favorites. We can actually go to BetUS, and we can actually go check on that real quick. Let's see what the odds are. Let's see if they have updated their odds. That is our sponsor for tonight, BetUS. Let's see if they have updated the odds for the Yankees. If you go to BetUS right now, you can go drop some bets when it comes to season awards, stat leaders, specials, right? Like Judge, even like JD Martinez. They have where is he going to sign next. So let's see What do they have here for the odds when it comes to the AL East? This just happened, so maybe they have not updated it. As of right now, they got the Yankees as the favorite at plus 150. And if this is not including the signing of Marcus Stroman, are the Yankees the actual, are they the favorites here? Plus 150, again, not sure if that includes the signing of Marcus Stroman. I don't know, man. The Orioles, they're looking tough. The Rays are always tough. Look at my Red Sox at plus 1,000. I remember when I first saw like betting stuff when I was a wee little lad, I was like, wow, plus 2,000. That's really good, right? It's like The Office where Michael Scott, he thought a negative test result. Any Office fans in here when Kevin Malone, when he was checking to see if he had skin cancer, and he was like, and he said the result came back positive, or he came back negative, and then Michael Scott was like really upset because he didn't realize a negative test was a good thing. That's how I was with betting. I was like, wow, plus 2,000, that's amazing, right? So, can my Red Sox please get someone? My goodness. But the Yankees, they're looking really good right now. Looking very good. Josh Lipchinski is in the chat. My goodness, he has to be a happy boy right now. Very happy boy. And I love this signing. I think it's good. You know what? Yeah. Say what you will about Josh Donaldson. He was an energy guy too. Marcus Stroman, this is a guy that's on the mound, right? Donaldson, whatever. He's playing third base. Stroman on the mound every fifth day. Stays healthy. Hey, man. Gets the infield involved, gets those guys going, right? Gets the energy going out there, gets the guys moving out there with all the ground balls. I think Stroman could be a really fun addition. We'll see. But the Yankees, they look really good right now. They look really good. What do we got here? Chris Cotillo, despite him knowing Craig Breslow from Chicago, I never thought Marcus Stroman would fit in Boston at all. There were some rumblings out there that maybe the Red Sox had been involved for Marcus Stroman. I mean, when you see the deal that he got and the Red Sox, it seems like they're looking for the short-term deals. You know, maybe you thought Marcus Stroman could have been an option for Boston. I just didn't see it personally. Yeah, like the 2-year deal, that works, but I just didn't see Marcus Stroman for the Red Sox, to be completely honest. The Red Sox, they're very PR heavy. They really don't like the negative publicity, and they were probably like, nah, we can't risk that. So I don't know. Can the Red Sox get some kind of positive publicity? Is that even possible? It's all I'm asking. Can we just get something going? Goodness, we stink. Can we please add someone? Good move for the Yankees. And the Yankees, we had some other news. We had some other news today. Juan Soto getting a record deal for arbitration today. You know, can I be honest about something? Can I say something about arbitration deadline day? I already know what the answer is going to be. Yes, you can just turn the notifications off. I get it, all right? But my goodness, if I had to, I think I say this every single year. Every year I say, every single deal that gets agreed upon on arbitration deadline day, it's so many, and it's tweets nonstop. Goodness gracious. I was about to explode today with all those arbitration deadline deals. My goodness. But we did have a record one today. And MLB Trade Rumors, they actually had a good little tracker going on today. And the Yankees ended up getting the record deal for Juan Soto done. $31 million. That's a new record. The Yankees, they got a lot of arbitration. I mean, a lot of deals went down today. I mean, so if you hear what I'm saying here, these were all the tweets that came out today. All of these players. And I forgot to turn the notifications off. I forgot to mute and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, my God. Those baseball writers love arbitration deadline day because they know They're going to get all the engagement. It's incredible. I don't like it. But the Yankees, they got a lot of deals done today. Gleyber Torres, 14.2. That's pretty hefty. Verdugo up to 8.7. Plus a bonus. A performance bonus was agreed upon as well. Clay Holmes, Loaisaga. So I believe Vlad Jr. was one today that did not get a deal done with the Toronto Blue Jays. That's interesting. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Blue Jays end up winning that one. If they go to arbitration, I see the Blue Jays winning because Vlad has not been what he was the last, go back to 2021. So, but we had a lot of deals done today. The Angels, Canning, Rengifo, Ward, Sandoval. I mean, goodness gracious. Ballcap was on live today. I was very busy today during the day, so I wasn't able to go on. But yeah, the Blue Jays had a ton of deals today. Richards, Jansen. I mean, goodness gracious. Look at all these. Who were some other ones that did not? Mauricio Dubon was a guy that did not get a deal done today. Taylor Ward, sorry, I said his name earlier. They did not get an agreement done. There was Vlad. Who else was there? I'm just going to work my way through. I know there was someone else. I can't fully remember. There was Tanner Scott. Luis Arraez. Luis Arraez is an interesting one. I think Luis Arraez will probably end up winning that one. Personally, I mean, the year he had was great. So I think he'll end up winning that one. Jazz Chisholm. I could see the Marlins probably winning that one because he's just been hurt. So, I don't know. We had Danny Colomby, did not reach an agreement with the Orioles. Ciono Perez, no. Austin Hayes, no. Ryan O'Hearn, no. No surprise that the Orioles had like 4 players they did not reach an agreement with. Those silly Orioles. Phillies had everyone signed. Adolis Garcia did not reach an agreement. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye out for. Harold Ramirez was another guy. What else? Jonathan India was not a guy, so keep an eye out for that. Casey Mize. Okay. And then Nick Gordon on the Twins. And I believe that's it. And the reason that's significant is go back to Corbin Burns last year. And we've had many examples over the years where when these guys don't agree on a deal and they go to an arbitration hearing, that can cause some bad blood. Look at the comments that Corbin Burns had made, about the Brewers. He was not happy after that, right? And hey, when you cause those bad feelings, who knows? A player that could be coming up on free agency. Are they going to want to go back to that team? You don't want to go to an arbitration hearing. That's the biggest thing. So that's why it is significant. So we did have, really quick, with the Yankees, I'm sorry, I should have pivoted to this one. A little earlier, the Yankees, it was reported that they had made an offer to Blake Snell. So my guess is the Yankees, they were probably looking for a short-term deal. What could this say about Blake Snell? Is there a little something there where maybe Blake Snell is okay with taking a shorter deal? Because if the Yankees had made who knows? Maybe he is looking for more years, but maybe he could be looking for or maybe he's open to a short-term deal. And from what I had read, that there was quite a gap between what the Yankees had offered and what Snell was expecting. I believe that was from John Heyman. So, yeah, it says here that they remained far apart. So who knows what that could be? Could it be the dollars? Could it be the years? Could it be both? I think it's interesting, right? Because I'm just looking at what the Yankees just did, signing Marcus Stroman to a 2-year deal with a vesting option. I don't know. I'd keep your eyes out for Blake Snell a little bit because of the Yankees. I don't know, because the way I saw it with the Yankees, I just did not see them committing to a long-term deal for Blake Snell. You just signed Rodon last offseason. You just brought in Soto, who I would imagine the Yankees would love to sign long-term. That guy feels like a Yankee forever. Just looking at him, he just looks like a Yankee to me. And to me, I just didn't see it with Blake Snell. So I'm thinking, man, I'm thinking, Donnie, I don't think Snell is going to be getting $35 million. He could want $35 million. He could want $35 million. I would want $35 million too, but I don't think he's going to get that. I could see Snell getting anywhere from like 25, 28. Definitely more than 25. I could see like 27, 28. Right? Maybe even 29. Maybe, I don't know, about 30. Right? The thing with Snell is, sure, he has the Cy Youngs. He's coming off a Cy Young, but you got to look with Snell. He's had a couple little injuries the last couple of years. He's been inconsistent. He had a really good year this past year, but he walks a lot of guys. He pitches out of the strike zone a lot. A lot of teams prefer guys that throw strikes, right? With Snell, he just had really good stuff, but what happens when that stuff starts to dissipate? Is Snell, what's he going to be like in a few years, right? Are you going to get the same results if his stuff starts to die off a little bit, right? So that's why a lot of teams, that they like if you throw strikes, right? Snell does not throw a lot of strikes. He does not throw in the zone really at all. He always has guys chasing. But what's going to happen once those chase rates start to go down? It's going to be interesting. But I think this is something to pay attention for, just because if the Yankees were in on both, well, it makes me wonder, was Snell interested in a 3-year deal? Was he interested in maybe like a 4? Maybe a 2-year deal with an opt-out or something like that, or like a 2-year with an option maybe? I just find it interesting that they were both being considered, and the Yankees, because to me, I saw the Yankees, if they were going to add someone, adding someone for less years. So what could that mean for Blake Snell? Well, there's a lot of teams out there that could absolutely use Blake Snell. The Angels have been one team. I don't know about the Giants anymore out on the West Coast. The Mariners have been a team that seems to be the feel-good story because he's from Seattle, right? My Red Sox, I don't even know what my Red Sox are doing at this point. I got no freaking clue. I don't know. Trying to be patient, but it's July freaking 11th. We're about a month away from spring training. I was looking back. I'm like, you know what? Is there some hope? Like, anytime the Red Sox have made big moves, like big trades, have they made a big trade at this point, like in January? I looked back. Nope. I forgot. Josh Beckett was like Thanksgiving. Chris Sale was in December. What was the other one? I'm going so blank. Kurt Schilling was Thanksgiving or a little after Thanksgiving, right? But that was right around Thanksgiving. And then I'm going blank on the other one. What was the other move they made? Sale, Beckett. Oh, Pedro, right? Pedro, even that was like November when that happened. So I'm like, well, great. It's freaking January and we haven't done anything. So I don't know. But the Angels, I wonder if they end up being the team. But then we saw that story with the Angels where they're kind of pausing right now because Artie Moreno doesn't know if he even wants to like sell or not. And it's like, what is going on with the Angels right now? So I don't know. Like the Giants, they just added Robbie Ray. So do they go after Blake Snell? I don't know. I feel like they're probably fine now with the rotation that they have. I mean, once Robbie Ray is in here, it's going to look a lot better. So then the Mariners, the only way I could see the Mariners doing it is if they either make a trade or they have a trade lined up afterwards, right? I mean, do they even need to add Snell at this point? They could use a lefty. So I don't know, man. Like, and then I think about my Red Sox. Like, are the Red Sox? I just wonder, do they not want to spend the big bucks? Or are they possibly just waiting out the market? From every indication given by reporters in Red Sox land, doesn't seem like the Red Sox really want to spend a whole lot of money. And they want to go to the trade route. But it's like there's not even anything going on there either. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know. Blake Snell, I mean, if I'm looking at some other teams, I mean, if he's open to a short-term deal, which I think could be possible, I could see teams being like, I think we'd rather have, if we're going to have Snell, we'd rather have him for maybe like 2-3 years, right? Because again, he's very stuff reliant, but he's in his 30s now, and historically, those numbers start to go down. So do you really want to commit long-term to someone like Blake Snell? I mean, yeah, of course it can happen, but Snell is a very strikeout-heavy guy who walks a ton of batters. Right now, in his prime, yeah, that's going to be fine. But what happens when he's 35, right? I mean, look what's happened with Chris Sale. Chris Sale was a guy, I mean, nasty stuff, and look what's happened, and he's just falling apart. I'd say that they're different examples, but I don't know, man. Snell, I'm interested. That's where I wouldn't count out the Red Sox for him if it ends up being like a short deal. Maybe. I don't know, man. We're just going to have to wait and see. But let's get to a couple other things here tonight. Not too long of a show here tonight, to be completely honest with you. But we did have a trade today. And it was a little like, huh? Like when it happened, because this is a guy who I thought would be like part of a package, but he ended up just going to the Cubs, and that was Michael Busch going to the Cubbies. And here we go, sharing the screen. So the Cubs get both Michael Busch and Yency Almonte. So the Dodgers right now, they're trying to clear space on the 40-man roster so that they can make the Teoscar Hernandez signing official. This is just not really the way I saw it happening, right? So they end up clearing out both Busch and Almonte. And I think actually now the Dodgers 40-man is at 39 because you just got rid of, or it's going to be at 40. Or no, it's at 39. Well, they need to make the Teoscar. Well, no, Fangraphs includes Teoscar. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, so it's at 39 right now. So what does this mean for the Dodgers? Do they have another move lined up, possibly? I don't know. Got to watch out for those Dodgers. But if we go here to the trade itself, it was an overpay, right? But the circumstances of it, they kind of, again, BTV, they're not, going to be correct all the time, right? It's not a perfect system. But basically, you had to factor into the Dodgers. They had a roster crunch. And Michael Busch really had kind of nowhere to play, right? He was going to be kind of blocked. So, it kind of made sense to get a decent pitching prospect. Jackson Ferris was a guy I had worked into some possible trade ideas when, thinking about if the Cubs were to make some moves. I was thinking, Jackson Ferris would be a nice guy to have in your system. And if we actually go here to the top prospects, I don't know if it's actually... So now Jackson Ferris is the number 5 in the system. Hey, 19-year-old, lefty, good frame, 6'4", 195. Good fastball, curveball, changeup. Still needs to work on the control a little bit, but he had good numbers last year in A-ball, 18 starts, a 3.38 ERA. Not bad. So, but for the Cubs, this is really good for them because now they got a guy that can actually play some first base. He can play some other positions too, right? He can play some second. He can play some third. I think he can play some outfield as well. I think he was moving around a bit last year when he came up. So... yeah, so he played third, he played first, he played second for one, and he played left. So he's a guy that can move. Now, the question is, what does this mean for the Cubs moving forward? Now, I would imagine, I guess you still could add someone like Rhys Hoskins, because he could be the DH, and then Morel can go out to center, and then you got to figure out what to do with Tauchman. So I think the Cubs could still add something, and Bellinger, right, obviously. So to me, Bellinger seems to be the guy that he would go back out to center. And then Morel, could you move him in a deal, possibly? And then you could if you wanted to go sign someone like Hoskins to be your DH. That's the one thing. That's a good advantage of having Bush, is because he can play other positions. So, if you had Hoskins there, Hoskins can play first some days, and then Bush can play some other positions too if guys need a day off. So, the Cubs, I do find that notable that they added a guy to be in their starting lineup. So, I think that's good. And for the Dodgers, what does it mean next? Does it mean that maybe they're looking to add something else? Because right now their 40-man is at 39. So we have to keep an eye on that. But we do have one more story, and that is Joey Votto. Good old Joey Votto. He is in the news, and he's got some actually, no, we got two more stories. And Joey Votto is drawing some interest. And, hey, good to see Joey Bats still getting some interest out there. CBS, what are you doing? You're killing me. 1 second, everyone. Got to turn off the ad blocker. Here we go. Sharing the screen. My buttons are not working tonight, so it's looking a little raggedy. Here we go. Where'd my story go? There. Nope, didn't get it. There we go. So, according to Bob Nightingale, he has not retired, and he's getting interest from 3 different teams. I wonder who those teams could be. So, if we were to go to Fangraphs, right, if you're looking for a lefty bat, and let's actually just pull up Joey Votto from last year. Anytime I think of Joey Votto these days, I just think of that, the last at bat getting thrown out at the end of his Reds career. Goodness gracious. So, with Votto last year, I mean, yeah, he had the .433 slugging, 14 home runs. I mean, at this point, I would imagine he's probably just going to be a lefty bat. So, if we were to look at some teams that could use a lefty bat, what could there be out there for Joey Votto? So, taking a look. When it comes to the left-handed hitting, let's see the teams that need a little something there, right? Everyone always says the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays could be interesting, right? I can imagine, because the Blue Jays have been connected with some DHs. So they've been connected to Jorge Soler recently. Jock Peterson has been a name for them. And but maybe if those guys don't work out, maybe Votto could be a fallback option, right? So if we're looking at teams, let's look at WRC plus when it came to the lefty hitters. So Kansas City. Hey man, Kansas City, not too far away from Cincinnati. Maybe they could add a little bit of Joey Votto in there. That'd be cool if he went to the Yankees, but that won't happen. So, I wonder, man. Toronto, maybe they could use a little boost there. I could see maybe Toronto. Maybe the Padres. Right? You don't got Soto anymore. Maybe you want another lefty bat there, so maybe the Padres could be a fit. I think the Royals could be pretty fun, right? Right, and yeah, Dulce Maris, yeah, Votto is, Canadian, so that definitely is something to think about. But yeah, I mean, I would think right now probably the Blue Jays are thinking with Votto, if they are interested in him, right? They're looking at Soler, they're looking at Peterson, and if they go elsewhere, Votto could be a guy they turn to, like a veteran guy that you can turn to. So that'll be fun. And then another guy to keep an eye out for. We haven't seen a whole lot of action on the relief pitching market. But speaking of the Yankees, along with the Astros, they have checked in with Jordan Hicks. Does the signing of Marcus Stroman alter this a little bit, right? Again, Jordan Hicks, I would imagine, is probably going to cost you anywhere from like $8 to $10 million per year. You could see like a 3-year, $30 million deal, something like that. So will the Yankees want to commit to that after the Stroman signing? I don't know. But the Astros could be pretty fun. He's from Texas. I could see that. So, or, hey, maybe those Rangers could be fun. I think that could be something. They could use something for the bullpen. So, Jordan Hicks, man. Does he end up going before Josh Hader? Josh Hader reportedly is looking for a record deal. So, maybe teams are like, all right, forget this. Forget a record contract with Hader. Let's just go get Jordan Hicks. He's gonna be cheaper. So difference is Hader obviously is an established closer, and Hicks is he's having success recently. So, but that is all I have for tonight, everyone. That is all I have. I know we had some super chats. So let's get to those. Super chats. And everyone, while I'm pulling up those super chats, if you can help us get to 200 likes, I will love you forever. We just got something from Bob Nightingale. Vlad was requesting $19.9 million, and the Blue Jays were countering with $18 million. I don't know, man. Vlad was not amazing last year. He was not amazing. So, all right, let's get to the super chats. Let's see what is going on here. Patman0074, $5 super chat. Snell market is so cooked. He's coming back to San Diego for deferred cash confirmed. Maybe the Padres would do like a short-term deal, maybe. I don't know, though. They're trying to keep under that payroll. They kept trying to keep the payroll under 200. Flob, thank you for being a member for 1 month, my friend. You're awesome. Noah, $4.99. So with the Stroman signing, does that mean the Yankees aren't getting Snell? And if so, is Snell a Giant? I need something from the Giants badly. I don't know, man. After Robbie Ray, I don't see it. They were connected with Snell before that, and then all of a sudden Robbie Ray happened. And then you haven't heard anything since. I think Snell's market is looking a little... I don't know what to think of Snell's market at the moment. My guess, again, I will say this one more time. I think the fact that the Yankees had made an offer makes me think he is a bit inclined to go after a short-term deal, like a high AAV. So we'll see. I don't see the Giants, though. Maybe. Zilla, $5. Rumor was the Yankees offered $5,150. The gap is the years. Okay. All right. So, source familiar with the situation just told me the Yankees offer was $30 million a year, 5 years. But Snell rejected because he wants more money or one more year. Interesting. Well, as we can see, like I just showed you on the timeline, right, for Snell, I had it pulled up and now it's gone. Here we go. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the Yankees, that was probably a pretty fair offer, but it's leverage right now. It's negotiations, so he's holding out for more. We'll see. But the Yankees, yeah. 5 years. I could see a 5-year deal for Snell. I have a hard time seeing like a 7-year deal. I could see like a 5-year. Who knows? Maybe he goes 3 if it ends up being like 35, 36 per year. For 3 years, they project $31 million. So if he got like a 3-year 100, maybe he would think about that. But 5 years sounds about right for Blake Snell. Right? He's 30 years old, so that'll be right around his 35 season. So yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. 5 years at like 160? So what is that? So that's like 33? 32? Sorry, I cannot do math in my head. So yeah, maybe you could end up seeing like a 5,160. Something like that. I don't know. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Mr. Snell. Everyone, I'm going to get out of here. We're at 150 likes, everyone. If you can help us get to 200 by the time we're done, I will love you forever. Everyone, thank you for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate that. Again, I kind of rushed on here. I was getting ready for a stream. I was making the thumbnail. And then all of a sudden, everything just happened, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta go live. So I know I came out of nowhere with this one. So everyone, thank you again, and also check out the video that I posted earlier. Since we're talking about pictures, make sure you go to the channel, go to the videos. I just posted a video, 5 trade proposals for Shane Bieber. Go check that out. Go leave a comment on it. Tell me what you think. But everyone, have yourself a great night. I will be on BetUS TV tomorrow. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel right now. Stop what you're doing. Go to BetUS TV. Go to that channel on YouTube. Go subscribe. I'll be on tomorrow. We're talking all the sports tomorrow. So I'll be talking some kind of baseball tomorrow. So it's a bit of a round table where we all talk. We talk some basketball, some football, whatever else is going on in the sports world. So everyone, have yourself a good rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you next time.